All right, hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda back here once again on the Outlast Trials, and in this video we are going to be doing my full review of the Primetime 2025 patch, which just dropped only moments ago. I'm going to be getting into everything that was released, including some pretty insane new teasers and information for the upcoming Prime asset. If you haven't gotten into the update yet, make sure you jump in and go into the Primetime Trials and go check out the TVs because they actually have something pretty huge that has been revealed on them. Pretty much there's not just one silhouette. That's all I'll say so far. But yeah, very exciting stuff. So let's get into everything that is changed. And first off, we have, of course, the new event that has started. Primetime Part 1 is here. And let's take a look at the trial list. I've already looked at it, but cleanse the orphans, pledge the prosecutor, vindicate the guilty, and then the two new MKs, fumigate the factory and redeem your freedom, kidnap the mistress, empty the vault, feed the children, cancel the autopsy. So you can also see as a part of this that the MK challenges now look different than a full trial. So that's nice to quickly distinguish them at a glance in these menus. And then we have fumigate the factory on the toy factory and redeem your freedom on the fun park. So that is very, very exciting. So we're going to be jumping into those later today. Don't forget to check out the first run through videos, which I'll be uploading. We can also take a quick look through the catalog. There is, of course, a new catalog, and you may know by the fact that I have 0% completed. Unfortunately, the cosmetics from Primetime last year are not returning this year. Hopefully, they'll be able to bring them back at some point in the future, but currently we just have the new cosmetics. So I am going to go over those now. You have kind of like a little gray prison type outfit and then a different colored version of it. I do like the patterned. They have a lot of these patterned shirts. Like one of the deluxe catalogs has quite a few of these, which are pretty cool. A Franco icon. I'm sure people will enjoy that. And then that's a pretty cool ESOP, honestly. It's got like, I guess that's supposed to be like kind of tree branches or something. And then there's this outfit, Foul Frankie. If these balls could talk, it's like a catcher outfit, you know, from baseball. Oh, he's even got a little glove thing on his back. That's pretty epic. So yeah, that's the first page there. Everything over here costs 15. This costs 50, and that's all the costs we'll be able to see because the rest of the stuff is locked. This next page is really focused around the greenery type stuff, and the main thing is this super cool sleep room cell override or bundle or whatever. It's basically like a greenhouse. You even get, whoa, that's sick. Your window actually gets changed to have these things on it. That's so awesome, and it has it's taller too. Your window goes up higher, but I mean it doesn't see out into the sleep room, but that's still really cool. So yeah, I really like this bundle. It's got very green. You got plants in your sink. I mean, who doesn't love having plants in their sink? And then you have all this other stuff to go along with it. A couple little plants for your medium and small items. This wallpaper that's basically like this white lattice with plants on it. Very cool. This is like a tiled type floor that you might see in a greenhouse. And then you have like a fertilizer burlap sack as a bed cover. And then also a poster, which is just a shelf of plants, which I really like. That's super cool. So some super awesome items on this page. And then the final page, we have an additional catcher outfit, Foul Fellini, I guess. And yeah, just different colors for this one. This one probably a little bit nicer with the red and blue than this one as far as like, just the aesthetics. But that's cool. And then you have this like lunch lady type outfit. That's a interesting pair of pants there, if you want to call them that. But yeah, quite the cool outfit here. This one comes with some longer hair there as well. So that's a cool 3-piece set. I definitely like that. And then we have an additional night vision as well. So that's a pretty cool one. And then a couple more icons. So you have one for each of the Prime assets. That's a cool, I mean, these are great icons. They look very, I don't know, they seem like more high quality or like high resolution or something than other icons. But yeah, the Franco one is front and center. You got to dig deep to get the coil and gooseberry ones. But overall, Awesome catalog. Looking forward to trying out those new cosmetics, especially the room stuff. I think is awesome. Let's also check the tasks that we have. So, of course, completing 9 tasks will get you the main poster that we've seen. Oh, you also get a profile frame or an icon frame. Interesting. I don't think they've done that before, or at least I don't remember them doing it. So you get that. You get 2 rewards for the first part here, as well as 2,000 XP. A lot of rewards from the main top one here. Complete 6 trials. Complete secondary objective 3 times. Destroy 10 of Gooseberry. Okay, destroy 10 of each of the prime assets traps. Escape a prime assets chase 10 times. Interesting. That's a new type of task we haven't seen. Use your rig. Use bandages. Travel distance crouching. Bash open locked doors. Destroy 15 windows. All right. Pretty cool task list. I like this new one, this new type of task. Also, of course, we still need to complete we don't know what the other ones are until we complete the first set. Also, with Genesis, there is now it looks like you get an hourglass type of thing for liquidate the Union A+. You do have to recomplete it, but there is now an item reward for that, so I'll be getting that as soon as possible. Let's see. Let's scroll down the patch notes now to look at everything else. Fumigate the factory. From what we saw, they did release a little trailer on their YouTube for this update. Looks like that's going to be relating to the gas that you can encounter in Poison the Medicine and Poison the Cattle. You're going to be kind of releasing that in some way. I'm not too sure how the trial is actually going to work, but we'll have to see. That'll be pretty exciting. What else do we have? Redeem your freedom seems to be surrounding the tickets on the fun park. It seems like you can just go grab the tickets. I'm not too sure exactly how it works. Collect tickets like your life depends on it. But yeah, again, we'll get into those in more detail in their own videos. Now this, I was so happy to see this, guys. You might notice Genesis is now blue instead of red, and that is because it has been changed pretty much entirely. So if we click on Genesis here, get ready for a wave of nostalgia if you're an old player who's been playing for a long time. We have the old map selection screen back. I absolutely was so excited to see this when they first showed it to us. And it is just amazing. I mean, it's exactly what we've all missed from back then. And it's just, I think this is really the best of both worlds, because you can pick the map that you want. Then you have all of the trials for that map, the full trial, all the MKs, and you can switch the difficulty. So it's just pretty much exactly what we're looking for. Because people were complaining, even with the Trialmaker coming out, that they didn't want to make a trial. They just wanted to have the old way. And I mean, now you have both the difficulty system and all the trials in Genesis. I mean, it's just the perfect solution. And I think it's awesome. They're also going to be adding all new trials and MK challenges to this going forward. And yeah, that is very exciting. I think this is super cool. And you can just see every single one is in here. Suburbs, downtown, docks. These ones didn't really have their own because this, we were not used to seeing these, because when Franco came out is when they changed it to be the difficulty system. But yeah, and when you click on them, you even get a little blurb about them. Everyone deserves a second chance. Some of us even deserve a first. The orphanage is sanctuary and gentling box for the abandoned and unwanted. Come inside and find yourself a whole new family. There was one for the police station as well, but I mean, how awesome is that, right? That's so cool. I was so happy to see them adding that back. There's also now Group Finder, which is, where is Group Finder actually at? I don't even know. I haven't really done random searching much, to be honest. I mean, I know before Quick Play was in the bottom right. That's escalation, of course. Oh, Group Finder. So Group Finder is now here in the bottom right of the list here, and as you can see, you now get to select the activity you want to play and the difficulty. So that'll hopefully make the matchmaking a bit better for people who want to search for a specific thing. And yeah, I think people did have issues with Quick Play before. I hadn't really used it a ton, but they do have a little dev comment on the patch notes about it, saying that they wanted to not have to continue managing everything through a single matchmaking system, and that was causing issues. So now the new group finder will help you find people who want to do the same thing as you. They've also reworked the pause menu, and it's much better in my opinion. We have 3 tabs now instead of just having the main menu part here with your loadout right here, and then like you could hit tasks in the bottom right or hit tab to go to the tasks. You can still see the tasks though, because there's a tab right here for it. So you have the menu, which is the same. It just has your group and your stuff like that. Tasks is now what you can click, and it still remembers where you were when you were looking at the tasks. And then loadout actually has the whole loadout screen from the terminal, and you can still edit it from in here as well. So that's very nice. And you can edit it in the shuttle from here. So yeah, I think this is much more intuitive and nice to have the tabs in the pause menu. So that's pretty nice. What else? You're now able to pin a task to track it on the HUD permanently. So you can see in the bottom right here, if I hit middle mouse, I will track the task. So let's see. Oh, cool. A little post-it pin. What happens? Okay, well, maybe we'll have to jump into a trial to see what that does. You can only pin one at a time, which makes sense. So let's see what that looks like if we jump in the game, maybe. I don't know how that will appear to us. They've changed weeklies to routine therapies, which I've talked about already. So we'll see what those tasks end up being when it switches back to weeklies. Obviously, we're on special therapy right now for prime time. I talk a little bit more about these changes in my second section of the video where I recorded that earlier. So I'll go over that sooner. But also important to note, in events and weeklies now, introductory will also have the event variators on it, meaning I assume you can complete the tasks for the weekly or for the event in the introductory difficulty. This is available now because you can play any trial on basic introductory now in Genesis. So that's a nice change as well for people who want to still play the event but play on introductory. Also huge, I hope, they have improved variator compatibility for Trialmaker. So let's see what's possible now. Also, they added this last played tab recent here, so that's a new thing on there as well. Let's see what can we create here. Let's see what happens if we click stay together. No way. Oh my god. It's Jover. It's so, oh my. I gotta mess my Discord right now. It's oh my, the challenges are gonna be insane. There's no way. There's no way you can do all these things at once. Wait, and countdown. Wait, I gotta send this as well. This is crazy. Wait, bro, wait. This is insane. There's gonna be like actually impossible shit. Oh my god. Wait, can you also put limited hide spots too? This is so fried. There's no shot. What is that? Placeholder rigs on corpses? Oh, that sounds sick. Is that real? I need to, okay, hold on. I gotta pause this. Guys, it says improved variators compatibility. It didn't say removed restrictions completely. Look at this craziness. Stay together, cold snap, bomb countdown, limit hide spots 2, no items level 1. I mean, holy shit. The possibilities are seemingly endless at this point. I can't. When I saw all of these highlighted, I mean, what is there any restriction? I mean, cold snap has to be okay. No cold snap, toxic shock, completely reasonable. What else? What else was there? Let's see. Bad trip. Okay, let's try. Wait. Nah. Wait, I gotta post this, guys. I can't. I actually can't. I'm actually freaking out. There's no way you can put Jaeger on all that. Oh my god. So like, wait, besides cold snap, toxic shock, is there any restriction otherwise? Okay, Primetime and this aren't compatible with Jaeger because she's out the whole time. That makes sense. Is there anything else also incompatible with Jaeger because she's out the whole time? This placeholder one is interesting. These are always never available, unfortunately, on main trials, I think. Oh my god. And you can also put health sickness if you want. That's also another, or cameras. Dude, the diabolical levels have just gone to the moon. There's no limit to how evil you can be. Now wait. Can you do bad trip? Psychosis damage bad trip too? Show it to me. Where's Bad Trip 2? I haven't used this enough to know where all the variators are. Okay, bleeding is not available with psychosis damage. Okay, that is still not possible. That evil combination is still not possible, I guess. Okay. So that was one that we had wondered if was going to be possible. But I mean, even without that, the amount of debauchery you're going to be able to get up to with things like this, like what? You're kidding. Okay, I'm going to move on for the video, but make sure you tune into the stream today. We are going to be going crazy in the Trialmaker. I think we're going to have no choice at this point. Sorry for that little rant, but I mean, my God, that is crazy. Okay. Moving on, there's a few more things that I talk about in the separate section. Okay, Genesis has updated versions of variators for intensive and psychosurgery. So now we have increased threat, more and deadly traps, limited intel, limited items, and limited hide spots for intensive. That's more variators, I think. I look at the ones from last patch in the upcoming clips, and then psychosurgery is increased threat 2, unreliable doors, more and deadly traps 2, limited items 2, limited hide spots 2, and psychosurgery. I think these are more difficult now, so that's pretty cool. What else is there that I needed to show on the screen? I think that's mostly it. Other various bug fixes. Oh my God, dude, this is so crazy. These custom trials that are going to be possible. Okay, I think I've covered everything for the patch. There's some things in the patch notes that I'm going to throw another clip in for, stuff like changes to the Jaeger, a couple of other things, changes to escalation, but I recorded that last night because I did have access to patch notes, but there were some things I wanted to show in game. Before we go, I'm going to jump into a trial really quick and see what does this permanent task tracking look like if it does show up in the trial, and also show you guys the TVs, because there's something on the TVs that I could barely contain my excitement when they showed us this, and I can't wait to see everyone's reactions to what is available to view on these TVs. A little bit of a teaser. I'll see you guys there. Okay, so this is what the permanent task tracking looks like in the top left. Destroy 10 of Gooseberry's explosive traps. That's really cool. I honestly I kind of expected just to have like the box that shows you the task when it's completed, like, you know, the black thing. But this is way better. I mean, it just shows right where your normal objectives are. That's an amazing spot for it, and I really like that. So this also gives me maybe a little bit of hope that we have some bigger, more long-term tasks coming in the future, which I think would be really cool. But guys, we got to find a TV as well to show you guys what is on those TVs. Let's go over to the orphanage. There's got to be one in the lobby here somewhere. There has to be. We'll find one quickly, and you will see what little teaser is available. Are you kidding me? Where's the TV? Oh, we're being griefed. We have to do the radio really quick, but we will find one. Boom, there we go. Let's find it. Let's find it. Let's find it. Let's find it. There's a TV somewhere. Come on. I don't hear one. We gotta listen. We gotta listen up. There's one in here. Let me in. Let me in, lady. Guys, have a look at this. Who's that? There's 2 silhouettes, guys. 2. What in the world? Can't wait to see all the crazy fan theories about what's going on in these images, but yeah, I'm going to now roll the clips for the stuff I recorded last night about the rest of the patch notes, so please enjoy that as well. Okay, so I'm just going to drop this section in here for the stuff that I don't need to actually have the patch to talk about. A lot of stuff in the patch notes obviously are going to be the new content and different things that I want to show on the screen, but this is the night before the patch. I do have the patch notes early. Shout out to Red Barrels for providing those to me. But there's a few things in here that I don't really need to have any explanation on the screen or, you know, anything, examples of anything to talk about. So I'm going to go over those now, save me some time on the actual patch day so I can get this video done and get streaming. But anyways, first of all, they are going to be adding all of the latest MK challenges to escalation therapy, which is very, very nice. Currently, before the patch, there are several trials that are missing. Namely, if we look at the list here, 3 of the newest MK challenges: Kidnap the Mistress, Spread the Disease, and Cook the Informant are currently not in escalation, so I do assume this will mean adding all 3 of those in. I don't know if the 2 new MK challenges that are coming out tomorrow are going to be added in, but we'll have to see when we jump into escalation. Unfortunately, Kill the Snitch will not be coming back as far as I understand it. That bug is still persisting, so I believe that will still be staying out of the rotation, which is sad. I really hope that they can get that fixed soon, but yeah, apparently it is just a beast of a bug that that is difficult to pin down and get fixed, which as a software developer myself, I can definitely understand. But yeah, that's very, very good. I'm definitely looking forward to playing the new Trials and Escalation. They've also reduced the number of syringes in Trials and Escalation, interestingly. And to be honest, I thought that I often had trouble finding a syringe to begin with, so that's gonna be curious, but definitely gonna make things a little bit more scary if you full die, especially when like the Jaeger's around who can full kill you. You gotta be a little bit more careful because if everybody dies, that could be the end of your run, especially because there's also a change to solo, which applies to both normal solo games and escalation, although I don't know how you would get more revive pills in normal games. But either way, your maximum revive reserves is going to be capped at 5 only. Currently, it's, as far as I understand, just infinite. And I have like 100 revives or something available on my current escalation run. So I don't know if mine are going to get just brought down to 5 immediately, or I won't be able to take any more pills, but I'll still have my current revives and they'll go down. But either way, I think this is a good change for kind of like the integrity of escalation a little bit. Because being able to stack revive pills infinitely makes it so that you're only really worried if you get a no revives variator or a countdown. And even countdown, I mean, countdown's not too difficult since it's not countdown level 2, which has way less time extenders. It's just the normal countdown. So you're mainly just worried about no revives being around. And even then, you probably need either level 1 or at least no amps to even make that even a huge threat. So reducing the number of revives down to 5, you can easily die 5-6 times or whatever it would take in a trial if it's really hard and you have, like level 1 with a bunch of other horribleness and everything like that, enraged enemies and so on. Bad things can happen. So it's definitely going to be a lot more stressful doing solo escalation, and I think that's a good thing. I think you shouldn't be able to just cruise through and rely on those revive pills, but that is a big change for me, and I'm going to have to be a little bit more vigilant when running escalation on the stream. So yeah, that's a pretty big little thing in the patch notes there. Big little, you like that? Additionally, they are going to be adjusting the variators for Genesis in intensive and psychosurgery. So I thought it'd be good here to just check what they are currently. So right now, intensive has stronger enemies, high enemy density, and more and deadly traps. And psychosurgery has stronger enemies 2, high enemy density, unreliable doors, more and deadly traps 2, limited items 2, and psychosurgery variator. So curious to see how they swap those variators out, what they're going to change. So we'll see the new version when the patch drops. There's also going to be a new setting available to automatically equip items that you pick up. So like if you have an empty inventory slot, but you're holding a bottle and you pick up a brick, you'll instead equip the brick immediately. So yeah, some people might want that. I probably won't use that because I'm already way too used to not having that be the case, but good to have the option, I guess, if that's something you want. Additionally, they're actually doing a little buff to the stamina booster, which is a little bit surprising to me, to be honest. Stamina booster is already one of my favorite boosters, although the health booster has taken precedence in escalation. In any other mode, I'm always looking for that stamina booster, most definitely. But it kind of makes sense what they're changing. They're going to have it now grant temporary stamina immunity, so you won't lose stamina for a short amount of time, and a short speed boost upon consumption. And you might be thinking, well, what already does that? The adrenaline. So it makes sense that would be the case because the battery booster and the health booster already have the effects of like a large battery or a large health medicine. Like if you take the health booster with 1 bar of health, you'll get healed to full and get the extra bar. If you use the battery booster with the empty battery, you'll get full battery plus the extra battery. But the stamina booster would just give you the, it would refill your stamina, I think, or would it just give you a second bar and then fill up your first bar? I don't remember what would happen if you used it while exhausted, but either way, it didn't actually have the effect of another item like the other two do. So adding this ability that makes it so it's also kind of like a normal adrenaline makes sense to me, and also will make it a good idea, or at least an even better idea, to not use it immediately if you don't need to, instead of saving it for when you really need the stamina. If you're either low or going to push something or carry something heavy, use it. And then you would also have the adrenaline effect on top of it. So that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. It makes it more consistent with the other boosters and makes it stronger. So yeah, there's now more reason to hold on to those stamina boosters for when you need them. So that's a cool little buff there that they snuck into the patch notes. Also says they've added new behaviors for the imposters, but there's no, it says list of behaviors redacted on purpose, which is fair. They just buffed the imposters fairly recently, so I'm very curious to see what else they can do now. But yeah, that is listed here. So we'll have to see what they do when the patch is out. But I think always cool that they are adding those. They also say that gameplay tutorials will be reappearing for players who have been inactive for several days. That's probably good. If someone's been gone for a while and they come back and there's new systems or things like that, they will get tutorial message pop-ups for those, which is good. Also, something I can mention here since it's kind of relevant, but we'll need to see what it is when the update drops. There will be a reward for Liquidate the Union A+, for like a sell item, like all the other trials have. You will have to recomplete it though to get that. So that's good that they've added that to make it consistent with the others. Curious what it ends up being, but yep, that's going to be coming out. Also, a big change that I don't really need to show. You'll no longer have Program Genesis be reset after you relapse. Apparently that was a bug because it says that they fixed a bug where Program Genesis was reset after relapse. So I think that is very good. Maybe gives more people, or I guess would take away a reason that people would give to not relapse, I guess is what you would end up saying. But that's, I think, a very good thing. And hopefully that will inspire more people to do relapse, since you won't be losing your Genesis progress, especially now that it will have all trials present in it. And then they have other various bug fixes, which is fair enough. And additionally, we have a couple of different changes. Of course, I mentioned this in the roadmap, but weekly therapies are going to be called routine therapies now, which I think makes more sense to differentiate it from the weekly tasks, because we have weekly tasks and then you have Exit Rush, which is the weekly therapy. So this is kind of weekly tasks as well. It's just going to take a little while to get used to calling them that, but they also say that they will include more tasks to complete for extra rewards, which I'm really excited to see, because these tasks have been the same way for every weekly since tasks came out, and they're pretty boring. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have for each weekly now to make, or I guess each routine therapy to make the tasks more interesting. I really like the task system, and I feel like it could be utilized a bit more to have maybe more recurring tasks or things like that. But still, this is a good step in the right direction that I'm a big fan of. And yeah, they say that it differentiates them from weekly tasks and makes it make more sense to be separated. Additionally, routine therapies and special therapies are going to include the event variables and the introductory difficulty. So I'll talk about that a little bit more when or in the actual patch discussion. But the last thing for this pre-patch section, where I'm just talking about stuff before the patch is dropped, is the Jaeger is getting some changes, which I'm sure some people will be happy about. I liked Henrietta how she was, but they are going to make her basically a little bit less present in the trials for the most part. First of all, she'll no longer spawn at all if you're on Genesis in either standard or introductory. So I think it's going to be a pretty big scare for people who only have played standard or introductory, like when they joined the game at first, and then maybe they try an intensive run or do escalation or something. They hear this crazy alarm sound that they've never heard before, and this giant metal monster lady comes out of the insertion gate, and if she gets you, she'll one-shot kill you. I think that'll be a pretty memorable experience for new players. So that's an interesting change there. She will still be spawning on all difficulties in the routine or special therapies, though. So yeah, that's important to note. They've also reduced the spawn chance. Or wait, I guess it'll only appear on standard in routine and special therapies, I think is what that's saying. But in introductory, I think she still won't appear, even in event or special. They've also reduced the spawn chance of the Jaeger, and from what I understand, I asked about this in the Discord, and Kotz actually mentioned that this is probably how it works. So thanks to him for getting me in the loop on this. But basically, before the trial, there's at least at certain difficulties currently, there's a roll to see if the Jaeger even has a chance to spawn. And currently, that is apparently 33% on standard difficulty. So out of all the trials you do on standard difficulty, only 33% of them even have the Jaeger having a chance to spawn. Now, if you complete the trial quick enough, she still might not even spawn. But she, even in 2/3 of the trials, it wasn't even possible. That's being reduced even further to 20%. So she'll show up even less in standard. And then in intensive and psychosurgery, that was all the way up at 100%. So if you waited long enough or took too long in the trial, Jaeger was guaranteed to spawn at some point. That's being reduced down to 75%. So she'll only be in 3/4 of all your trials. And then even still, sometimes you can complete the trial quickly enough that she doesn't spawn. So that's interesting. I never even knew about that little pre-roll to see if she even spawns or not on lower difficulties. So that is, that's interesting to learn about. And yeah, so they've reduced that to make her a little bit less present. It also says here, at least on the patch notes I have before the real patch, that she can now only spawn once per trial. As far as I can tell, that has always been the case. She's only been spawning once per trial. I've never had her come out more than once unless the Jaeger variator was on the trial. So I don't know if anything actually changed in that regard, but I guess we'll see. Additionally, she'll now only stick around in the trial for 3 minutes. Previously, she was around for 5 minutes. So this is a pretty big reduction in time, almost cut in half, which is pretty significant. I would have maybe thought just like a little bit less of a reduction, maybe to 4 minutes would make sense. But she can be around for a long time. Sometimes she can be a little bit oppressive, but kind of depends on how you want to deal with her. Maybe they'll tweak this more in the future, but these are the current numbers they're tweaking for people. And I guess that most people will probably like this, since I have seen people complaining a lot about her. But I like the Jaeger, and I still enjoy playing against her. So I hope they don't tap her down any further than this, because I think she's a cool enemy and adds a lot to the trials. That's it for everything I have to talk about prior to the update. Everything else that's in here, I want to have the patch available to talk about and review. So I will be talking about the rest of the stuff in the patch. I don't know where this is going in the video, so I'm just going to end this clip here. Enjoy the rest. And that is going to be it for the patch review, guys. Now, I am about to go live immediately when this video is uploaded, so make sure you tune in. We're going to be doing like a 12+ hour stream at a minimum. These challenges are going to be insane, and everything is crazy. I mean, we're also going to be running prime time most likely. This is a huge update as far as a mid-season update is concerned. So we've got a lot to sink our teeth into. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to see more of the Outlast Trials content coming from me. And let me know your thoughts on the patch in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks to all my channel members whose names are going to be popping up on the screen here. Special shout out to Laura 3 of a Kind for being that reborn reagent here. You want to support the channel, click the join button down below. Peace out.